Hi guys, it's your last brain cell here to tell you that the person that you're thinking about is not thinking about you. My name is Indigo and welcome to my channel. So I could sit here all day and just complain about how influencers lie to you and scam you and how their techniques just don't work. But that's not true. Camera makeup and daily makeup are two very different things that are good for obviously different purposes. So instead of bashing one or the other, I'm just going to be explaining the difference between the two and how you can accomplish both, because both of them are pretty good options for their respective fields. So whether you're like me and you're an influencer that's just starting out and you want to know how to look better on camera, or you're just a person who wants to know how to do their daily makeup and not look weird, this is the video for you. These are just tips and tricks that I've found along the way of doing my makeup. I am not a professional by any means. And if you do your makeup like the camera makeup on the daily basis and it looks bomb, more power to you. That is absolutely amazing, queen. Hell, sometimes even I do my makeup like the camera makeup in person because I want to. I just think it's really important to enlighten people between the differences between camera makeup and daily makeup so that way they can make more informed decisions when it comes to their makeup. So the first reason that influencers always look better is because they flat out use filters in Photoshop. As we all know, the majority of influencers, content creators, they all use Facetune or some type of Photoshop to any degree, and I personally think that's fine. I think editing is a form of talent in its own right. However, what a lot of people don't take into consideration is that you can also do the same thing with videos. More specifically, a lot of influencers and content creators use the Digital Anarchy Beauty Box plugin, which is $169, and you can also get the upgraded version for $69 more. When I say a lot of influencers use this stuff, I mean the majority. It's not really noticeable when you don't know that the plugin exists, but once you know the plugin exists, you can totally tell when an influencer kind of turns their face and you can kind of see the filter just flash off for a second and you can see all their texture. And that filter is one of the main reasons why influencer makeup has become the way it is, and I'll get into that in a second. So if you're a small influencer or a content creator who wants to know how to look a little bit better on camera, that plugin is for you. Personally, I don't use it just because it's a lot of money and I don't have that. But would I splurge on it in the future? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not opposed to it, but quite frankly, I'm also not that insecure about my skin texture. This is the way that I look in person and I could not care less. So onto the actual makeup differences. I'm gonna do this side of my face as the Instagram camera side and this side as my daily makeup side. Now the eyes and lips don't really change between daily makeup and Instagram makeup. It doesn't really matter. They're just gonna look the way that they look. So I'm gonna do my eyes right off camera and I'll be right back. All right, we back. Anyways, I'm aware that this eyeshadow is not the best look I've ever done, but I also did it in 10 minutes and it's not the focus of this video, so let's just keep going. So like I said, this is gonna be the camera side, and your main focus when it comes to camera makeup is to just hide hyperpigmentation at all costs. The reason for that is because that type of filter and Facetune in general can hide texture pretty easily, but it can't really hide hyperpigmentation as efficiently as it does texture. Now, like I said, I'm not using any filters on this video just because I want to give you guys an accurate representation of what this looks like on its own. Not that I even use those filters in my other videos because I don't have the money. Notice how I'm using like pumps of makeup. So that's exactly the reason why you see all these YouTubers, content creators, and influencers just stacking on literal pounds of makeup, because the camera and studio lighting is not going to pick up texture anywhere as much as it's going to pick up like hyperpigmentation or anything else, especially when you're using the Digital Anarchy Beauty Box. This next part kind of gets me heated because no matter what way you look at it, influencers just kind of use concealer way too much. I'm talking about that stupid upside down triangle that they do. Wasteful. Second of all, what are you doing? And especially with this particular concealer, I see so many of them do like this thick triangle underneath. I'm guilty of it. I used to do it like that because I listened to them. But you only need so much of this. Like literally, this is so pigmented. You don't need all that. Like that's ridiculous. You're asking for texture. You're asking to cake up so badly. Like it's on your wish list this year. And I think it's just a thing for like aesthetics of the video, because I guess it looks good. It doesn't. Stop doing it. Don't do it. Stop. And the way that I do it is I do like a little glop on like my inner corner right here, and then right here. Like I said, this is still a lot, and I go in with the inner corner just because I always like to blend that out the most, because that's where I crease the most. And then we're just gonna blend that out. See, that covered everything I needed it to cover. Quite frankly, I still think I used a lot even for camera makeup. And then another part that I actually think is absolutely ridiculous that influencers do is they like layer this on like beyond belief. Like they have like this like whole like layer. It's crazy, ridiculous, unnecessary. Here's my setting powder. I use the Fenty Beauty setting powder, and I'm using a lot. Oh my god. Obviously, when you're in front of a camera, you're gonna set a lot more than if you were in person. which I did not mean to add so much. I was just dragging influencers that do this, oh my god. Personally, I don't like to bake. I don't like going in and brushing it off. Unnecessary waste of product. If you have to brush it off, you're using too much, you're wasting product. There should be no reason that you have to go back in. If you guys can see the difference now when I added the powder, powdered products tend to photograph way better than cream products. And the reason for that is that because powder refracts light and diffuses it in a very specific way that makes your pores look poreless. I don't know what else more to say. You can see that I still have texture on here, but like underneath my eye, it's virtually gone. I'm just gonna do my nose in the camera setting just because, in the camera method, because I just don't feel like doing half and half of my nose. That's like tedious. I'm not gonna do all that. We setting. I also forgot to mention that I have oily skin, so any methods that I'm talking about refer to oily skin mainly because that's all I have experience with. Honestly, I only think that people with oily skin should be setting their skin. I don't see why anybody with any other skin type should really be setting their skin. If I'm drying out a formula, I'm gonna make it crackly and therefore it's going to crease. Therefore, doing what I didn't want it to do. So I think anybody on camera could set, although if you have like drier skin or something, I probably wouldn't recommend it still, but you can get away with it for sure. As long as you moisturize the hell out of your base. And the next thing with camera makeup is bronzing and contouring. Now, all those techniques that you see people doing like harsh, I don't even want to talk about it. Let me just say that all those techniques that you see, create a different jawline, create a different nose, create a different forehead. Leave that to just camera makeup. The camera makeup would just be like, you know, like that little cheekbone thing where, you know, people be like, you know, fun fact, don't do that because nobody is going to be walking around with their cheekbones going. Just do it in your relaxed face, that way you can get the shape you actually want. Stop. And the thing specifically with camera makeup is that you purposefully want to go harsher. Everything is going to be a lot more drowned out in a sense because camera lights, like I said, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lights all around me right now, illuminating me from every which way. So naturally, things are going to be a little bit more drowned out, the more you know. So that's why you see all these crackheads, influencers, contouring super harshly. So that really just goes for anything that you use on your face as a whole. So that also includes like blush, highlighter. I don't personally use highlighter because I think it emphasizes texture no matter what. This is a very potent blush, so I hope I don't overdo it even on camera, setting, makeup, period. I also like to add it a little bit on my chin just to kind of like unite things back together, and also a little bit on my brow bone. You can actually kind of see how severe that is when I kind of like put a little bit of the lights away. And then the camera nose contour, just like everything else, you can manipulate like your nose and everything and be perfectly fine. As you can see, there is like a very distinct difference with my nose right here between not contouring and contouring. But I would do this in public, at least again, I used to do it, but in person, this is literally just a harsh line, but like it would still be a harsh line across your nose and it's gonna be unflattering because everybody can just tell you got bronzer just, so don't do that. And also another thing to really note is that a lot of these contouring methods that you see online, they're not suited to everybody's nose and it's not going to work for everybody's nose. If you've got like a nose bump, you're going to have to figure out a way to do a different nose contour. I can't actually help you with that, but I can link a very good video that I remember. I think it was like Wayne Goss. I don't know his name, but I'm going to link the video right up here because he explains like a really good way to do your nose contour for your nose shape. It's not cookie cutter. It should never be. It's 2020 and we need to realize that beauty is different between everybody and that not everybody wants to look like red eyeshadows and fake freckles. Like, come on. Like, I'd rather look like the pop prince of my dream. Thanks. And it's something that some influencers do. I personally do it, is I get a little bit of my contour and I kind of like put it underneath my lip because it kind of emphasizes the size of my lips. Now, I would only do this if I have big lips already that kind of have like, can you see, I have like a line that differentiates like my lip from my cupid's bow, like the arch. I'd only do that if I already have that. If I don't have that, I wouldn't recommend putting like that brown line there. It's just not gonna look good. Don't do that in person. It's not gonna look good. But like in cameras and stuff, it really makes your lips look like poutier. And I guess I'll just speak on highlighters here. Personally, I don't really like to highlight even in my pictures. Just not really a fan. I like that natural dewy glow that I just casually get from wearing makeup because I already have oily skin. I'm perfectly fine with that. But if you were to do like that blinding highlight, camera makeup would be the way to go. I don't really recommend it in person because the way that highlighter works, it kind of will always have a little bit of a cast no matter what. And when you turn in a camera, you can see like the blinding beauty of like a highlighter. But in person, it's just gonna look like so off-putting. I've never actually seen highlighter look flattering in person the way it does on a camera. If you wear highlighter in your everyday to-day thing and that's your thing, you like that blinding thing, that's awesome. And I'm sure that you rock it like so well, like 5-course meal, period. But that's not the way that I roll. But yeah, if you always want to do like that blinding highlight, camera makeup is the way to go and do it in your pictures. I wouldn't really recommend it in person. And lastly, a brightening powder is the key to your success in camera things. This is like where like the plastic surgery comes in. You can use any brightening powder. I honestly used to use eyeshadows that were like the color of my under eye. I use the Dragon Beauty Transformation Powder. I do like this for the camera, not so much for in person. It leaves this kind of like weird thing going on in person. I'll show it to you guys in a picture later on. But for camera, this is literally so good. This will make you look like you had plastic surgery flat out, or like you Facetune that picture or video. I like to use a little highlighting brush and I'll just really pack it on just because I already know what I want. I want to have like that cheek filler effect, and I'll just like go in and I'll just like blend that in a lot. This is very buildable, so you can just kind of like keep on going with the motion and it'll eventually just start building up itself. And this is where you really start doing like the areas where you would normally Photoshop a little bit of brightness or get rid of some under eye circles or texture or I don't know, whatever. And I think that brightening powder is like the most important thing when it comes to like videos and stuff. This will really help you achieve that plastic surgery kind of look, which I am personally a fan of. Not everybody is. Not everybody likes like that Kim Kardashian like brightened center look, but I do enjoy it and this is the way to do it. And like I said before, since this is a powder, it also has like that refracting light kind of technology that makes your pores look invisible. That's why I also think that makeup reviews are kind of irrelevant if you're not catering to both aspects of the like realms, I guess. Because for example, this product can get really mixed reviews based on the person that's using it. If you're the type of person that only lives on the internet and like has like this whole like life built around the internet and stuff, and you like to look better in pictures, this product is so good, literally so good. But if you're a person who's like everyday to day, you prefer looking better in real life and not in cameras, this is not the product for you. You have to know what you're in the market for and who you are as a consumer. If I ever do makeup reviews and stuff, I will definitely keep that into account. All right, so besides the lids, because I'm gonna do that last, this is the glam camera makeup side. As you can see, this looks really good on camera because it's just powder on top of powder on top of powder, and I've eliminated all hyperpigmentation, and the camera will have a good time processing that. Now with daily makeup, ooh, this is my bad angle too, don't even play. So when it comes to daily makeup, I go light-handed with the foundation and I build it up slowly because this is real life. I barely even started with a little drop there. And our main goal here is not to just mask all hyperpigmentation and stuff. It's just to even out your complexion because that's what's gonna look the most flattering. I would not recommend using full coverage foundation just because when you see people with full coverage foundations in person, you can tell they're wearing foundation. You can just see like the big like pimple or something. It's like skin tone. You can tell you're wearing foundation. And if you really want like that full coverage look, like that's perfectly fine. You know, I'm just kind of telling you and pointing out why it looks the way that it does. I wouldn't really do that much on my forehead just because it's not really necessary. All right, so I just made the lighting in here a little bit darker because it was honestly being too forgiving and it was starting to look too similar, which like, thank you lighting system, but that's not the way that things work. And when it comes to conceal on day-to-day basis, you don't want to cover everything. You want to have a little bit of like hyperpigmentation showing, just because if you guys can see in this lighting right now, this is kind of how it would look like in real life. You see how you can still see that I totally have eye bags. If you have it completely all one color, you're actually going to look more tired because it looks like you're just masking the tiredness. Whereas if you're just kind of showing a little bit of it, we're talking about like that much, I'm not even kidding. It doesn't really look as crazy, and in real life, less is more. The camera's just being too forgiving right now. I hope it's not in post-production, but what you can see right here is you can still see that I have hyperpigmentation right here, and I also have like the dark circle still coming out. And I also have a little bit of hyperpigmentation, but against the lighting, this side looks way better than this side. I know it looks like this side just looks like busted, dusted, and crusted on the camera, but I will show you guys just how much better it looks like in real lighting. And then contouring is just a whole different game when it comes to this. You don't want to do a lot, and also I would do it underneath the jawline because people are going to be like walking next to you and stuff, and they're going to see like the bronze like all the way going up to here. It's going to look weird in person. Whereas if you just brush it underneath, you're going to still get that effect. And then like cheek contour, I would literally just do like one swipe, that's it. And then obviously do your forehead, but I have my bangs going on, so I don't really need to. In the real world, I would use a contour that kind of just complements my nose. I wouldn't do anything crazy, so I literally just pat it on. That's it. Maybe just like a little bit down here. And when it comes to blush, I literally just dab it in once, and then I just kind of like blend that out. So as you can see, the contour and the blush here aren't even apparent on the camera, whereas here they definitely are. So I'm gonna do my lips really quickly and I will be right back, okay? So see, this is the camera side and this is the real life side. As you can see, this side of my face just looks a little bit less snatched, but let's take you to natural lighting so you guys can really see just how atrocious this side looks in real lighting. Alrighty y'all, so as you guys can see, this is the side with natural day makeup and whatnot. I still have texture obviously because I naturally have texture. And this is the glammed out camera makeup. Super chic, super cute, super smooth. So that is the difference between daily makeup and glam camera makeup in natural lighting, harsh lighting while we're at it. So as you can see, there's a very big difference when it comes to the real world, and this side was very much, obviously, a whole lot better in real life. Like I said, this video is going up without any filters, any color grading, any of that stuff. The only thing that I'm gonna do in this video is mirror the video because I like the way that I look like better when I'm mirrored. I want to give you guys like the real full moment so you guys can see the 100% real actual result of both sides of the makeup, and I hope you guys can take something out of this. And more importantly, I want you guys to know that texture is something that everybody simply has. Obviously, some people are just blessed with porcelain smooth skin, but the majority of people don't. I know I don't, and I'm not afraid to show that on camera and with you guys because I know we live in a very pore-phobic society that just sees pores as like these disgusting things that like need to go away. The reality is that pores are not going anywhere, and pores are so important for your skin. They need to be there. Your skin needs them. So appreciate yourself for the way that you are. In 2020, we are normalizing pores and texture because literally everybody has it. So I hope whether you're an influencer or a content creator trying to figure out how to make your makeup look just a little bit more snatched for your videos, or you're just somebody who just really wants to learn a little bit more about daily makeup and how not to look cakey, I hope you guys took something out of this video. And no matter which way you do makeup, just have fun with it. Remember that it's something that is supposed to make you feel prettier and a lot more beautiful, and if your makeup is doing that, then you're already doing something right. However, there is always room for improvement no matter who you are, myself included. So if you guys have any tips or tricks, please drop them down in the comments below. We can all help each other grow as people, as artists, as aliens. Alrighty, so that is it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked me, my art, or my energy, please like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on my Instagram if you don't already, and I will see you guys in the future. Bye-bye.